Welcome back to Dear Business Coach. Today is Wednesday, December 6th, coming to you from the Walker Consulting Works studio. My name is Elizabeth. My guest today is Trey from Geek'd with Trey on his YouTube channel with over 9,000 subscribers. I asked him about using a home studio to broadcast, how he got started, what he does for promotion and advertising, what his second season looks like coming up in 2024, and the art of conversation in a podcast.
All right. I am Trey. I am the host of Geek'd with Trey. I go by the name of Trey.
Okay. And what do you told me the other day, are you you're not brand new, you don't seem new, but how long have you been podcasting?
So I've been podcasting of March of earlier this year. I started. And
Yeah.
it's been on a pretty much of a break. I guess you can say we're about to come back for our season 2 soon in January. So we're very excited to get back to doing that.
Cool. So, and do you have production help? When you say we, you have people you work with?
The only people as far as production on my production team are me, myself, and I. I do all the production, I do all the editing. I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to do a lot of editing and production skills. And far as like production goes, I started off actually shooting my shows in my bathroom because I just literally woke up one day and decided to do this. And my bathroom was my studio for like the longest time. My shower curtain, people don't know, but my shower curtain was like my backdrop. And then over time, I started upgrading and getting my desk, getting like a nicer computer, and upgraded equipment as well too. So yeah, I definitely started out small, and I definitely learned a lot of things when it comes to like productions and microphones and all those good things.
Were you an audio visual guy otherwise, hobby wise, in school or before? What got you, and then what got you into wanting to put it into a podcast specifically?
Um, Not necessarily. I mean, far as taking pictures with your smartphones, that's as good as I got. Far as I used to be in the computers when I was younger, but not really into computers like that. I thought I was always going to end up with a job with computers, but well, technically, I did end up with a job with a computer because that's what we're doing now, as far as
Uh-huh.
podcast goes. But mm, I definitely did not see myself like doing this much of a production or learning this much about like microphones and computering and editing skills and what things to do and how to do like tips and stuff like that. So I definitely didn't see myself doing this one day.
Yeah. So when you were in your bathroom at first, what were you using?
I was using my cell phone.
Yeah.
So I would fit everything into the window of my cell phone, my podcast. There'd be like a folding chair sitting behind there. There's a fan going because I'm hot in the bathroom. And then yeah, I try to have everything at my touch or whatever. So I can reach out and grab things real quick. Yeah, I started off very, very small before I got like the cameras and lights and all that stuff like that.
Right. So, okay, what am I looking at now? Is that a light setup in your studio area? Like the lights are in the room or filter?
Yeah. So I have lights all around my apartment. I also have a ring light right here. I also have another light right here as well too. So pretty much like I don't know, I've been in a very blue mood lately. So like the whole house is just pretty much blue right now.
Okay. Well, it looks really good on camera, like you developed like a palette for a filter, but it's pretty. It doesn't feel it has a purple to it, so it's very
I can
purple
definitely
is fun.
I've definitely done red. I have definitely done on my show. I do switch it up. I think I have done yellow as well too. And green. So yeah, I do play around with the colors a lot. Sometimes I just have it on flash and they're all going all at once, so you never know what you're really going to
Oh,
get.
I think I saw maybe your introduction art has multicolors, and your profile, I think if it's a
Oh,
still.
actually, yes, you are 100% right. For as of right now, until we come back for the new season, that the profile will change a little bit differently.
Yeah, no, I like that one. So cool. So okay, so I'm trying to picture this. So you're and so you're is your phone, if you're in your bathroom, is your phone on your like a stand, or are you're just doing sound at that point?
Yeah, so no, I was doing videos as well too at that point. So basically I started off using like the Google Meets, or kind of like how Zoom is as well too. So I was able to get everybody in my picture frame as far as like on my camera. I had everything, so I had my cell phone holder sitting on my trash can because I have a trash can with a lid. So I had my cell phone holding I mean that my cell phone stand was on there. And then at the time I was able to, I guess with my first podcast setting, it comes with like the extendable mic like how you have. So I
Mm-hmm.
actually had that like cranked on the back of a folding chair. So with all that sitting there, basically I had my laptop, my phone, my the folding chair with everything pretty much being my table at the time, my audio table. And then like the mic will reach over, and yeah, it was very crowded.
Yeah. Well, I think no, I think that's crafty. I have a couple of tables that are, one is a folding table, and one is on wheels, and I can kind of decide if they need to be close together, far apart, beside me, in front of me. So it looks like I need somebody to buy me some furniture, but it works because you can move everything around. So it's fun.
I would say slowly, but over time, like just start getting some little things off of Amazon, like little things, and like your audience and everybody will see that, oh, like she's got a different this, she got a different that. Like just start slowly do things in like increment. Don't buy everything all at once because it
Mhm.
gets expensive. Definitely buy everything in increments. There's all type, and especially like on Temu right now. Temu has like a whole bunch of sales and deals on backdrops and all that stuff like that. I plan on getting like a whole backdrop, so when I take pictures, I'll have actually a photo studio in my apartment. So that you just got to buy everything in like little increments, not all at one time.
How do you pick out your guests, and do you invite them to talk about, to bring up what's in their world, what they're paying attention to, or do you prompt them? How do you put your topics together?
Absolutely. So right now it's a bunch of me and my friends that hop on, and I rotate throughout my friends. Sometimes they hop on depending on whatever topics we're talking about. Sometimes they have continuous guests or continuous co-hosts all the time, such as my nephew being one of them. He's shy on there. Um, and like you'll also see Cat as well on there, but like they'll keep rotating out, or like if they can make it. And I know life gets in the way of things, and this is my dream, and they're just helping me. So they definitely, depending on what we're talking about, and I would say whoever's available that night sometimes. Um,
Mhm.
I definitely have a couple new guests and different personalities coming onto my show soon. So you guys will, I'm gonna shake it up a little bit.
Do you feature artists?
I have not yet. There was a couple of local entertainers that I was supposed to get, but because of timing, things didn't work out. But I think I can get them probably on in my second season.
That would be fun. You say in your introduction, I these are samples that I've chosen, and how do you approach how you include art and credit people, or what do you know about the etiquette around that?
Um, I know one of those things is I do not want to be sued, so you definitely want to say allegedly, especially because we talk about like a lot of celebrities on my show as well too.
Uh-huh.
So everybody's innocent until proven guilty, I guess. But like you gotta definitely make sure you use, especially on your show, just make sure you use the word allegedly a lot. They get on me like apparently you only need to say it one time, but I say it often because I don't want nobody coming for me at all. We're only
Right.
into our second season. There is no money here yet.
Yeah. Well, and then when you when you're talking about celebrity topics, that means you and your guests are keeping a thread, if you will, of current events, and you probably have certain guests that you know are going to be good for thoughts. Who's in the news might, of course, correlate a little bit with who comes to mind when you're inviting people, and that means for you too, as a producer, how do you schedule? And this is going to sound like a funny question, but you're almost on the news circuit with your show. So
So
what's your schedule look like when you're keeping up with the celebrities you follow?
I would definitely say, we definitely do follow like popular things that's happening. We have a group chat where even if you can just in our group chat, you can you can say what you want to talk about, you can type it out, or you can just send pictures or links. Then we're always checking it out. I'm like, oh yeah, I know stuff on that. And sometimes I don't know all the stories that are bringing brought to me. And sometimes I know like when they're brought to me, I have to like do my research and homework, like, just an hour before the show. Or throughout the day if I can. But yeah, so I don't come up with all the topics, but I do come up with a good majority of the topics. One of the ways I do come up with my topics is just, everyday conversation that you could be having with your friend. Like, hey, like we're talking about like men's health versus women's health or something like that. Like, that's a good topic to say. So, or a good topic to speak about. And as far as like celebrities go, we just go whoever is in the news. Like right now, I know Puff Daddy is like one of the biggest. I'm so sad that we're not really on right now because I actually wanted to talk about this whole Puff Daddy situation, but yeah, like we follow big stories like that. A couple highlights too. I got to go to the Beyonce concert over the summertime, so we covered.
Ah,
Yeah. Also got to see Janet Jackson this year as well too, so we covered that as well too. Yeah, we definitely, and then like my friends, they have a life as well too, so they go out and they talk about concerts that they went to. And I think one of my friends went to like the Lizzo concert, so we didn't talk Beyonce, Lizzo. There's a whole list of people dibbling and dabbling in things. You get to hear stuff from different experiences.
well, how do you pick your season though? So you're talking about topics that come up for you, people you want to cover, and right now you're not in season. So what what do you do like when you have something you just want to get out there? Do you do bonus episodes? How do you structure your season around the news the news cycles?
True. I think I definitely need to start actually. I was thinking about this the other day. I think I do need to start doing bonus seasons or like bonus things. I think I need to start doing a little bit more on TikTok. Um, a little bit because I started doing these things called high thoughts or whatever on TikTok. Um, I should probably start doing just my I don't know, my input on whatever's happening at that time of day. But I also want to leave a lot of things for my show as well too. But I can probably do both things because I am definitely the man of many jobs. So look, that's just all. That's nothing but another another gig for
Mm-hmm.
me right there. But I think that's actually something I need to start doing. Actually, thank you for bringing that up to my
Oh,
attention.
cool. Yeah, well, that's actually an important thing. Speaking of dear business coach, there's a lot of people who are entrepreneurs on their part-time, probably,
Mhm.
specifically home studios give us the opportunity to explore things, before investing a bunch of money and play out ideas and in real time test out messaging on social media, see how people respond to how you present your show, or how you what platforms you choose that work well for you. Um, so how about your experience there? You have, what did I see, nine, almost 10,000 subscribers on your YouTube channel.
Yes. So my experience, I've basically been using YouTube as my main platform. It seems a little bit more easier to work, a little bit more easier to handle. Um, I have dibbled and dabbled on my TikTok and ventured out. Like my TikTok is a little bit becoming more of the Geeked Out with Trey than just Trey's TikTok now. Um, yeah, those are definitely, yeah, I definitely would say YouTube is my biggest one, far as like my main platform.
Yeah. Well, and that's pretty impressive. I mean, do you have a strategy, or was that organic for you, or do you? I met you in, I think, a Facebook group ad or something, or I think we exchanged messages with you that way, and that was um I've only been in that group like, a day or something, and was
I would say I at the beginning, if you look at my videos, like they started going up slowly. Because I was like asking friends and family to just follow my streaming, and then it's just handed out word of mouth. I literally one day took a survey at work of how often people were on their phones and like what they were doing on their phones. And literally, when I sat there and did that, whatever, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start posting my shows at these times and these times and these times and these times. And definitely that actually helped. You just gotta pay attention. I paid attention to my surroundings, and definitely was like looking to see what they're doing. Like, are they on TikTok? Are they on YouTube? Are they doing this? Are they doing that? And then definitely when you start getting more subscribers, people have you on notifications, so like you just get alerted to their phone. So yeah, so I took different strategies, and I took a little survey at work, see what people were doing on their phone. um I was like, okay, people seem to be on their phone, really early in the morning, pretty much like on their way to work. And then a lot of people are on their phones around the time, like on their way to lunchtime. Like, things leading up to lunch, like people are like, you're looking for what they want, and like, they glancing at other things, and people are definitely on their phone after they get off work. So those are definitely, rush hour times or whatever. So those are definitely good times to post your shows. Um, I will say, like, and then especially as more as you get more subscribers, like people are like getting notifications to their phone. So like this pinging them, pinging them, pinging them, or whatever. So that way, they're like, okay, well, I know to look at that video when I get home. I know to do that later on tonight when I have time alone, especially like on my show. My show's pretty much rated R. So like sometimes it's definitely not kid friendly at all. You want kid friendly stuff, you definitely have to go follow my kid's speech. But yes, it's definitely a little bit. You have to pay attention to your surroundings, and there's definitely strategies that you can use. And like even like YouTube has like a whole bunch of helpful tips, and they also have a bunch of helpful videos as well too, like far as like how to post things and all those things like that.
mm-hmm.
Nature.
YouTube. What I heard a lady say the other day, I'm sure she's not the only one. Go to Google University and YouTube College. It's
Pretty much a thing nowadays.
great. I asked you about your bio the other day, and you talk about smoking during the show, specifically smoking weed. I presume you say we're getting stoned, and I wanted to take this opportunity to talk with you, someone who's comfortable talking about that openly on your show, because I feel like we need excuses and opportunities to say I'm 40. I grew up in a time when you couldn't talk about it, in a business setting. You couldn't be open with your coworkers, that you smoke it. So I'm just happy that, it's not something we have to be hush hush about. And I'd like to also say that there are a lot of opportunities and platforms like this for, speaking of sponsorships. This is Dear Business Coach. I'd like to hear from some small business folks who are in that business. I'd like to do highlights in my show of business owners who, are selling in that market. And that wasn't very long ago that it was a political issue, and now I don't want to take for granted that we're able to do that. And you and I live in Virginia, so thank you, Virginia, for giving us the opportunity
Thank you.
to have it legal. So why not say that? So was that something that you put into your show from the beginning?
Yes, I will definitely say so. Literally, I noticed like when you're when you're in the moment of when you're getting high, and especially when you're amongst friends, you guys have like some of the that's another way how like you come up with topics and stuff like that too. You come up with almost like your conversations that you're having or that are being had. I'm just like the whole time like, why isn't somebody recording this? Like somebody should be recording these things, whatever. And literally, that's what my show became about. Like you're recording this while like just some everyday conversations that you're having. Um, and I took it upon myself to not only that I took it upon myself to record it, I took it upon myself to share it with others. And I guess like almost 9,000 other people can relate, I guess.
Right. Are you going to have a theme this season? So season two, contrast to season one. Do you? I know some people will change up, or add a segment, or add use. I heard you say a second ago. We haven't talked about sponsorship yet. That's a road that I'm looking at, organically too. Is getting into how do we incorporate businesses who want to work with us in terms of sponsorship, and researching the world of that, starting from a home studio experience.
Mhm.
What does your research say on that?
So, far as sponsorship goes, I am definitely looking to working with other people in the same business or in the weed business or just other sponsors that want to me outside of this. I'm definitely open to working with a lot of different people right now. I'm definitely reaching out to a lot of other entrepreneurs this season, people that have their own businesses so they can come on and talk about it. I'm looking to working with a lot of people that have their own small businesses as well too. So I reached out to a few of them as well too to be guests on my show as well, or to just play a regular part in my show as well. um I will say this go around, when I reached out to a lot of people reached back, and I was like, okay, because like I was actually not even planning on doing any interviews or doing anything podcast until next month. But hey, all these people started responding. I was like, hey, this is what you asked for, Trey. You got to get up. You got to get up. You got to start talking. So that's what I started doing, and a lot of people reached out, and a lot of people are still continuing to reaching out. And this is what I want because I feel like we can have like there's a lot of conversations that are not being had in the world. I'm not a big political person or anything like that, whether it's politics or whether it's people are not talking about weed enough or talking about everyday issues like far as like the crime that's going on in your neighborhood or far as just like talking about celebrities. I just feel like everybody has their own different point of view on things, and why not all come together? And I would say when you come on if you come on my show, we there's a lot of yelling on my show and a lot of talking over on my show. But lately, I mean, at the end of the show or whatever, we all sleep peacefully. We all love each other. We wake up like nothing ever happened. So it's all water underneath the bridge after you leave my show.
What's coming up next for you? So your channel, when you start releasing your new season, is Geeked Out with Trey. Is that right?
Correct. On
Cool.
YouTube.
Okay. Now, what else should we know about you? So, YouTube and your TikTok channel is
It's actually he is Trade A times two. He is Trade A times two.
okay.
Yeah.
Where else should we listen and watch?
I would say those are definitely my main two flat platforms that I definitely use. You can look out. There's going to be a lot of different personalities. I feel like I want to touch on a lot more touchy subjects. I'm being asked to do another relationship show. Um, I'm asked to do more crime shows as well too. I think we did one crime show or something like that. It might have not got put up, but we definitely did a crime show. So people are asking me to do more of that, and then more love shows. I'm just like, ugh. But I guess I give good advice sometimes. Um, yeah, so things of that nature. Definitely want to touch on some more like mental health things and more topics about men health, more topics about women's health. Um, So all things of those nature. So you can expect probably a little bit more of, I don't know. I wouldn't say that, I wouldn't say there's too many serious conversations coming up, but there are going to be serious conversations coming up.
Yeah.
There's a
Well,
lot of things I've been sitting on and brewing on. So it's going to be interesting.
well, good. I'm really glad that that you put that posting up on the Facebook group so we could run into each other. And I would like to do this again. And I'm following you now, so I'd like to hear some suggestions from you as well for a Dear Business Coach. You probably have a network of artists who would like to, participate if they'd like to be featured, or small business friends. So please send people my way.
Definitely
Or
will.
next.
Definitely will.
You're going to be busy though, it sounds like. So good for you.
Hey, I always make time for people.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure, Trey. Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Bye now.